In the bustling courtyard of the great temple, the air hummed with activity. People from all walks of life, merchants, scholars, and families, streamed in and out, their voices a gentle murmur against the city's sounds. It was a place of worship, a place of community, and a place of giving. Jesus sat with his disciples, observing the scene unfold before them. He watched as the wealthy, dressed in fine robes and adorned with shining jewelry, approached the temple treasury. With great ceremony and a sense of pride, they would drop their offerings into the collection chests. The heavy clinking of gold and silver coins echoed through the hall, drawing looks of admiration from onlookers. These were significant sums, gifts that could fund temple operations for weeks. The disciples, too, were impressed, pointing out the generosity of the givers. They saw the large bags of money, the sheer volume of the donations, and they marveled at the devotion of the rich. It seemed a clear demonstration of faith to give so much to God. The temple priests would nod in approval, acknowledging the substantial contributions that kept the sacred place running. Then, amidst the parade of the affluent, a quiet figure emerged from the crowd. She was a widow, her clothes simple and worn, a stark contrast to the finery around her. Her face, though etched with lines of hardship, held a quiet dignity. She carried no heavy purse, no bag of coins. She walked with a slow, deliberate pace, almost invisible in the shadow of the grand pillars and the grander people. She approached the treasury chest, not with the flourish of the others, but with a humble reverence. She didn't seek attention. In fact, she seemed to hope for none. For a moment, she paused, her hand held close to her chest. Then, she opened her palm and dropped in 2 small copper coins, 2 mites. The sound they made was barely a whisper, a tiny tink-tink that was instantly lost in the noise of the courtyard. No one else seemed to notice. Her offering was so small, it seemed almost insignificant compared to the fortunes that had been given just moments before. To most, her contribution would be considered next to nothing, a token gesture at best. After her quiet act, she turned and blended back into the crowd, her duty done, her heart at peace. Jesus, however, had seen everything. His gaze followed the widow until she disappeared from view. Then, he turned to his disciples, a profound lesson on his lips. "Truly, I tell you," he began, his voice cutting through their quiet chatter. "This poor widow has put in more than all the others who are making contributions to the treasury." The disciples looked at him, confused. How could her 2 small coins possibly be more than the bags of gold? They had witnessed the wealthy giving what amounted to fortunes. Her gift was a pittance, a mere drop in the ocean. They exchanged puzzled glances, waiting for him to explain this strange declaration. Jesus saw their confusion and continued, his words filled with gentle wisdom. "They all gave out of their wealth," he explained, gesturing toward the direction the rich donors had gone. "They contributed from their surplus, from what they had left over after securing their own comfort and needs. Their gifts, though large, did not require a true sacrifice. They still had plenty left for themselves." He then brought their attention back to the humble widow. "But she," he said, his tone softening with admiration. "She, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had. She gave all she had to live on." The disciples fell silent, the weight of his words sinking in. They began to understand. The value of a gift wasn't measured by its monetary amount, but by the heart of the giver and the sacrifice it represented. The wealthy gave what was easy, what they wouldn't miss. They gave from their abundance. But the widow, she gave her entire livelihood. Those 2 small coins were not just spare change. They were her food for the day, her security, her everything. Her offering was an act of complete trust and selfless devotion. It was a gift that cost her dearly, yet she gave it willingly, with a heart full of faith. In that moment, the disciples learned a powerful lesson about giving. It's not about how much you have, but about the spirit in which you give. True generosity comes from the heart, and even the smallest gift, when given with great love and sacrifice, is immeasurably precious. The widow's 2 mites, insignificant in the eyes of the world, were a treasure in the eyes of God, a testament to a faith that gives everything. And so, the story of the widow's offering has been told for centuries, a timeless reminder that the measure of our giving is not what we give, but what we have left. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires. May the good Lord bless you as you contribute to the growth of our channel by watching, liking, and subscribing. Remain blessed.